Good morning.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
And welcome to the beginning of your digital journey, courtesy of 21st Century Home Healthcare Consulting. You couldn't have chosen a better company to be your partner in the process of starting your home healthcare business. Now, before I get started, I need to turn around and apologize.
Sorry for what?
It's very early in the morning. I'm trying to get this video done. My makeup artist couldn't appear, so I couldn't do anything about this face.
What?
And I honestly considered putting a bag over my head, which might have been more entertaining.
You're beautiful.
However, since that was unavailable and I'm clearly alone in a conference room doing this video, I'm just going to have to ask you to forgive me and to bear with the excesses of a life too well lived.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Over the next 45 minutes, besides being so disappointed looking at myself on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to all of the different tools that 21st Century Home Healthcare Consulting has asked UJATcare.com to provide you. This goes from your domain for the company all the way to managing forms and documents, which are included as part of our beta program. I'll introduce you to our company, and like you, we're a startup. So a lot of the things that we're doing are still quite fresh and young, but they're highly innovative. There is no other provider that combines your digital footprint, which is a website, domain, company emails, along with all of your scheduling and other user management tools and company management tools that are included in one single platform.
Judge, thumbs up!
I'm really doing this off the cuff, and again, I apologize for not being down there in front of you, but circumstances are such that I and one of my reps couldn't appear today. So thanks again for your patience, and over the next few minutes, you're going to go ahead and have to listen to me as I walk you through a presentation that I would normally do in person and would be far more charming and would not look nearly this bad in this light. So again, congratulations on living your dream, and my respect for the chutzpah that you're displaying by trying to start your own business. It's not an easy thing to do, as I only too well know. So let's get started, and thanks for your patience. And if it's too much whenever you see me show up on the screen, you can just sort of turn your face and go, oh my gosh. Okay, thanks a lot, and let's get started. Welcome to UJATcare.com. Hi. So this is the presentation that I promised you. I'm down here in the bottom right as you can see me on the video, but I'll move here so you can get our phone number. Please write this down, 888-922-8477. That'll connect you to one of our agents who is an onboarding specialist and will be able to attend to helping you set up your account, as well as learn how to use some of the tools. So 888-922-8477 for any onboarding assistance or questions you might have. We operate from 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, and we're also available on weekends. If by any chance our team is too busy, you're welcome to leave us a message on the website message area, which I'll show you a bit later. I'll come back to this again. So now let's begin our digital journey and get you through this 45-minute session about onboarding yourself onto the UJATcare.com software as a service platform. The phone number here, 888-922-8477, is our toll-free number. We work from 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, and also Saturdays and Sundays. If our agents are busy, you can always leave us a message on the UJATcare website in the bottom right-hand corner, which is something I'll show you a bit later near the end of the presentation when I review the site briefly. I'll try not to waste your time. For those of you that, again, that have already seen this, you'll just have to bear with us. At the end of the presentation, you'll have an opportunity to send us questions, and I'll be happy to answer those questions. So, UJATcare.com. Who are we? UJATcare is a 3-year-old technology company. Like you, we're a startup, as I mentioned earlier. We're growing, we're trying to be innovative. And while we're the new kid on the block, the advantage of working with us as opposed potentially to other providers is, first of all, we're significantly less expensive. And secondly, we are innovators. We are trying to find a way to combine all of the resources that you need to run your home healthcare business in one place, from your company domain name, which we'll review here shortly, to forms and compliance, which are things that we plan for the future. However, in this presentation, I'll be focusing primarily on the tools that you get from 21st Century Home Healthcare Consulting as one of their clients. So we've been in business as a technology company for about 3 years. Our programmers, designers, writers, and support staff, including attorneys and nursing and medical professionals that we consult, are located in 3 continents. We have 15 team members in India, 5 team members in Venezuela, and several team members in Europe, along with our U.S. operations, which consists of myself and some consultants. So, small company, growing, wonderfully dedicated people working here to help you. UJATcare got together with 21st Century Consulting back in 2017 with discussions on how we could develop an innovative solution, a software as a service platform that would, in its first iterations, begin with a company domain, company email account, and a company website, and to try to make that process as smooth as possible for all of 21st Century's clients. So they gave us the mission to find a solution, which is what we undertook and did. As we progressed and the years followed, we began to build a far more complicated platform that you're currently going to see and you'll be using. And that platform continues to grow every day. We try to be as innovative as we can for your startup agency so that we can lower some of the costs for things that are traditionally very expensive. And we wanted to find ways to make you technologically more advanced and efficient, and so therefore profitable. The logic is very simple. Improve efficiencies, reduce costs. Use computers and outsourcing and external resources where possible so that you don't have to simply expend money to do the same thing that could be done for you and for 1,000 other agencies who are in the same situation across the United States. So we put together about 1,000 companies so far onto our UJATcare platform, and they're all startups when we met them, and many of them have grown to be very successful. And as with any high-risk venture or entrepreneurial venture, oftentimes companies will fail. And failure isn't always attributed to not working hard or being lazy or being, I guess a polite word, stupid, making bad decisions. A lot of times it can simply have to do with the demographic that you're in and not having quite the right mix or distribution and availability to find sufficient caregivers for clients. But in most of the cases, if you apply some simple rules, you should have a successful business, and we'll be able to grow with you and try to find ways to make that business operate more efficiently. And again, we're very receptive. Like you, we're a small startup, so we're going to listen. So if you have any ideas or whatever, we're going to invite them for you to bring them to us at the end of this session with your questions and at any time that you're a UJATcare member. So while we're here, and I'm going to move my beautiful face over here to the left, you'll see down here that we've got UJATcare.com Find Home Healthcare. This is one of our services to you. It's very much like a care.com or a caring.com product where you have public profiles. And I'll go there a bit later in this presentation, but do write that down. UJATcare.com/find/home care. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So what do you get from 21st Century? That's really important because a lot of the questions that I get are, what am I being provided by the contract? Your contract is very explicit with 21st Century, and our arrangement with them is also very, very explicit. What you will get, as you can see on this screen, and again, I'll put myself out of your view, is you'll get a prepaid company domain. So 21st Century will pay for the first year of your domain registration. Domains are leased from companies called registrars. So there will be an annual renewal fee, but UJATcare will pay that renewal fee for you in your second year as part of your annual subscription, which I'll get to in just a moment. You'll also get unlimited company email accounts. That means you can create as many email accounts as you like, utilizing your company domain that you purchased. So you can utilize 100 email accounts to 100 caregivers, giving each caregiver his or her own account or your staff or employment. You'll get a multi-page website that is release ready. These are basically templates. We have them populated with images and content. Our artificial intelligence software will build, after you choose the particular design you want, we'll build it for you. We'll populate that page with your company's name, location, the services you provide. And if you provide us with a logo, we'll place the logo directly onto the website. A technician, this is the human part of the exercise, will then review that content, ensure that the draft is correct, and then utilizing our support desk system, you'll receive a notification that your draft website is ready for your review. That website will be parked. What that means is it's live on your domain. So your www.myhomehealthcareagency.com is alive, but there'll be a coming soon page there, which will allow you to go ahead and get your website up with your address and phone number, but you can hide the contents of the website until you're licensed if your state requires that no website or no marketing take place until you are fully officially certified and licensed. However, in the online world, the sooner you get online, the better it is for you, because these things do not happen overnight. It takes time for a website to be recognized. So we urge you to get your UJATcare account set up as quickly as possible, get your website and domain up as quickly as possible, and then we can, of course, keep it as a coming soon page until such time as you can legally release it. This is really important in your search engine marketing and optimization, which we'll talk about briefly in some of the upcoming slides. After the website's built, if you want to make additional changes, you've got 3 hours of custom work. That means you'd open up a ticket. Again, in our support desk, you'd explain to the technician what changes you'd like, and our technician will go in and make the changes on the website for you. To the question of, can I make my own changes? Yes, you have access to the back end of your website. And if you're familiar with working with the particular technologies we use, you are more than welcome to make your own changes. However, experience has taught us that in most cases, it's highly advisable to let our technicians do it. And the amount of time and energy you might spend trying to learn how to do it if you're not already versed in that technology will probably cost you a lot more than the 1 hour it might take our technical team to do it. Now, once all of this is done, you have a service called managed hosting. Now, managed hosting means that your website is sitting on a host. Basically, a host is a computer, in this case in the cloud, and that computer serves up your website to anybody who's looking for it. Like a Google search will go look for your website and pull it from that computer, as it does the billions of other websites. So managed hosting means that we provide you the computer system, we provide you the computer resources at the data center, and we are constantly monitoring to ensure that your computer and your website resources and your website are working. If there's some problems, we'll either fix them if we're aware of them, or you can let us know and we'll go and fix them. That's what's called managed hosting. Managed hosting, you can do your own investigation. From any of the other providers, comes with a rather hefty fee per month, but in our case, that service is included in what you're getting from 21st Century. So we'll be constantly monitoring the technical status of your emails, your websites, and other services. And remember, this is technical. This isn't marketing. So this is purely the technical support of your website. The other product is the online self-paced caregiver certification. This is a tool provided by 21st Century. It is a classrooms tool, which I'll review shortly, and that's also included in your package. So, to recap, you'll get a prepaid company domain, you'll get unlimited company email accounts, you'll get a multi-page deployment-ready website that you can choose from over 30 templates. You'll get 3 hours of custom work on that website if you would like to make additional changes. You may also choose from an option where we'll write all the contact and give you far more pages and a far more attractive website and presence online, but that is a separate product which you can investigate and discuss with the onboarding agent. And then you'll get managed hosting for 1 year, and you'll get the online caregiver certification classroom, which is provided by 21st Century. And there you've got lifetime access, whether or not you keep any of these other services in the second year. So hopefully you understood that. Again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate at the end of this presentation to submit those questions. Now, what does all of this cost you in the second year? 21st Century is paid for the first year. It's paid for the website to be built. It's paid for your domain. It's paid for the hosting services. Year 2 comes up. It's now your responsibility to maintain those services. And what does year 2 cost you? $64.98 a year. If you really break down the things that we pay for on your behalf, you'll find that you are, in fact, getting a free service. The annual domain renewals are included. Typically, this is anywhere from a $14 to a $20 value, depending on the domain you select. The website managed hosting fees. Typically, this is, if you were to go to GoDaddy or any other agency, you're probably looking at $120 to upwards of $3,000 a year for managed hosting services. That's included. Your email services are included. Your access to 21st Century Home Care University is included. And you get access to preferred pricing and specials, plus your platform is multi-user access, which you'll see in a moment. All of that for $64.98 a year. It's less than you'll spend in a cup of coffee if you were to buy a coffee every day at Starbucks. So, and on top of that, we cover all of these expenses for you. I dare anyone to find a better deal. And this will continue as long as you're a member of UJATcare. If you use additional resources and grow as we hope you do, there will be obviously additional fees to be paid based on the resources you use. But as a rule, for startups, $64.98 covers all of these basic services. As you saw in the previous section, our $64.98 per year annual renewal fee, which is a single fee to cover everything, is the most cost-effective and comprehensive solution for home healthcare startups in the industry. No other software, as I've mentioned to you previously, puts all of these tools in one place. Again, we haven't seen all the tools yet, and we'll get to that here a little bit later in this presentation. But again, we challenge you to find another comprehensive software as a service platform where you can manage your digital presence, your email accounts, your marketing, your documents, your forms, and other services all on one platform. Again, 21st Century provides the core segment, and that's included in your subscription. All of the other services are coming from UJATcare, and we hope you'll use them. So, Internet Intro 101, how it works. The most important principle that you need to remember about having a presence on the internet is very simple. You don't own anything. Oftentimes I get asked the question, do I own my website? Do I own my domain? Do I own my email accounts? The answer to those questions is no. If you were to write your own software program from scratch, you could theoretically get a copyright and own that program, which is a very expensive, long-term, and tedious process, and something I know only too well. Typically, you're using the software of other companies. We do the same to secure the result. And it's only the result, the content that you personally write, the pictures that you personally take pictures of, images of, that you can own. Everything else belongs to someone else. Your domain belongs to a registrar. Your hosting space belongs to a hosting company. It's where your website sits. The website design belongs to the company who designed the website for you. And the software that the website is built in belongs to the company that owns that software. So I'm going to briefly give you a little presentation here, which I hope will. Web hosting is the land that you have to own, but that comes before you can do anything else. A domain is the address of the building that you're going to put on that land. That's where your mail will arrive. That's where you see the little squiggle and it says My Home Health, let's say jack@myhomehealthcare.com. So that's your mail. And then you build a website. Your website is your business address building. Utilizing the analogy of a piece of real estate is probably the best one for trying to understand how websites and digital presence work. Hosting is the real estate. The domain is the address where the real estate is going to be located. The email is how you reach the person at that address. And the website is what your contractor is going to build, in this case, UJATcare. And each page can be viewed as a room. Each design can be viewed as interior decorating. And the last component to this, number 5, is web traffic or visits. And that's how many people come to your location. That one requires additional work after the real estate is built. So after you've got your structure, you've got everything organized, you've placed the content, furnished your building, everything's ready, you've put your sign up, which is your logo. Now you need to attract traffic to drive by this particular address, which I'm showing to you here. And that is what is called search engine optimization. Now, I want to make a distinction here. There are two areas, search engine optimization and search engine marketing. UJATcare will do the search engine optimization. And the analogy to that is something like this. We'll pave the road, remove the obstacles, and ensure that anyone driving down the road, in this case, Google, Yahoo, or Bing, is able to smoothly arrive at your address, visit your piece of real estate, and not run into any problems. So that's search engine optimization. That doesn't ensure that you're going to get a lot of visits or frequent visits. So search engine optimization is simply unobstructed access to your website. Search engine marketing is the process of getting people to come to your website. And that's completely different. So we'll provide you search engine optimization as part of your 21st century package and as part of what we do. It's simply, we'll just make sure there are no technical obstructions for any of the search engines, because you're attracting robots first, not people, to find your website. What follows after that requires additional money, additional time, and additional effort, either by yourself or by a company, to attract visits to your site. And that is a completely different discussion. And I believe that you will have had that discussion with one of 21st century's other principals, Michael, who deals with the digital marketing or the search engine marketing aspect. But 21st century has asked us to provide you search engine optimization, which is this technical process that I just described. So again, you don't own any of this. And of course, you can rent the land. You can move the building to another piece of land. Just figure that I probably maybe should have used a motorhome here to show this. And then your address can change. So now let's go on to the next section. Again, if you've got questions at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to leave the questions with us. So let's go. Now let's discuss the process a bit. Emails, SMS, text messaging, and instructions. You can register yourself, but we learned some time ago that it's better to try to help you through the process than to put you in a situation where you've got to end up trying to potentially spend hours to learn how to use our system. And as simple and as straightforward as we believe that we've made it, it can prove to be challenging. So we have a set of procedures that can ultimately allow you to execute this on your own, or you can call that 188 number 922-8477, which you'll also see down here in the captions, and talk to one of our onboarding specialists. And you'll probably get a call from one of my onboarding specialists offering to help you create your account if you haven't already done it, or offering to help you order your website. So let's get started here. The first thing you'll get will be an email from us. In that email, you'll see a register now link. You'll see a book an appointment link, so you can set up an appointment with one of our onboarding specialists. And you'll see an introduction to our UJATcare AI enhanced website, which was what I mentioned earlier. For those of you who would rather just have somebody else do it, we use your 21st century consulting credit and apply to this more sophisticated site. It's not obligatory, and oftentimes I guess, why do I have to pay more? You don't. 21st Century's covered all your costs on our basic services. If you want more assistance, that's available to you. It's not an obligation. We'd love to help you more, but you're more than welcome to do as much of this on your own and save your budget as much as you can. Again, I guess it's a question of what's your time worth. So here's the email, and that's what comes next. You'll have a picture here. You'll see some links. There'll be an introduction. There'll be some links to follow. And you'll simply be offered the opportunity to do this on your own if you like. You'll have 2 promo codes. You'll utilize those promo codes in the ordering process. And we've got actually a great web page that's sort of one of our pages under solutions at the footer. We'll even take you through and explain the whole process to you. So the next thing you'll get is an SMS text. This will come to your cell phone that you provided to us or was provided to us by 21st Century Consulting. If you don't get this, the only reason you won't is that we did not get the right phone number from 21st Century. These are sent the moment you're registered and you're fully paid with 21st Century. We'll send you the email and we'll send you these text messages to your phone. The first text will have these numbers. Those are your codes. They change. And the second text will allow you to book an appointment with our onboarding specialist. And from that point forward, you'll start the registration process either with our specialist on the phone, walking you through it, and we can do screen sharing with you so we can see what's happening and help you through it. Or you can, as I said again, undertake the process yourself. So the UJATcare web page. This is UJATcare.com/support/let's get started. And that page actually will outline everything step by step. And just to show it to you, when you land there, it'll look like this. And you'll want to go further down. And I've got a short video that shows you here. As you can see, there's some help videos on the page. These are really detailed step-by-step instructions. You can follow this easily on your own and just complete the whole registration and order process. Among the things that'll happen, we use what's called dual verification, which means we'll send you a code just like your bank does to ensure you're the person who started the registration process. And it'll also be part of your ongoing verification for security. We're deeply concerned about that. We try to protect your data and your employees' data and your caregivers' data and your clients' data. And OTP, which is cell phone codes, is the most effective method we found. So you'll be able to do this and look at it at your leisure. Again, the link is down here at the bottom. And you can just go ahead and do this on your own. Alternatively, you can reach out and set up an appointment with our specialist, and he or she will walk you through this process and spend whatever time it is that you need and answer your questions as best as they can on that exercise. This last part here, which is the public profiles that just briefly came up, are very important because it's part of what we call that search engine marketing idea. And basically, UJATcare is going to help try to get you better indexed with the search engines after you get your website going. And we'll chat about that a little bit more. So that's our help page, support/let's get started. How does all of this work together?
Welcome to UJATcare.com. To register, click on Sign Up and select your service.
As you can see in that earlier screen, what we had is there's a place for your employees, your caregivers, your clients, and patients. Once you set up your account, you'll be able to actually go back here and select any one of, have your other users select any one of these to register underneath your account. Let's go back to where we were.
Required. Agree to terms and conditions and click on Submit. You will receive a confirmation code over your phone. Go to your email inbox and check. You will see your provisional email and password. If you can't find it, check your spam folder. Now, you're ready to set your username and password. You can always change them later. Your account is ready. Now sign in. Complete your billing information by filling the form.
This section is important. Please be accurate. And remember, this is your information, not your company's information. This is how we contact you, and this is how we work with you. So it should be both your company address and your personal address, okay? But this one for billing information is wherever you want us to use in the process of creating your company, okay? We'll continue.
All set up. Now it's time to choose your package.
Here you'll be choosing the entrepreneurial package. That $64.98 is your annual subscription fee that we mentioned earlier. And that is currently for the first year paid for by 21st Century. The actual website cost is a separate fee that you use the second promo code for, and we'll get to show that to you in just a minute.
Once the invoice is generated, proceed with the payment. If you have a promo code, click on the button. Congratulations, you can start your business and grow with UJATcare.
In this next video, you'll be watching the registration process. Please pay close attention to domain selection. Your company domain name that you want may not be available. And also long domain names aren't really suggested. So be sure to put a domain in with lowercase. Pick the best one that you want. But if you find that the domain's not available, see what other options are there. But try to go short because remember, this will be your email extension and you'll want people to remember you. Also, your domain name doesn't have to be your full business name. And it doesn't really matter for search engine optimization or search engine marketing. The websites are not searched according to their domain names particularly, but according to their content. Google, Bing, and the other search engines read the content of your website. The domain name can be something completely different. And if you take the time to look, you'll notice that a lot of companies have domain names that seem to be unrelated to the particular business that they're in. So this video is registering your domain name and ordering your website. If you've already got a domain with another company, you can use that and we can need some general information from you, but then we can go ahead and build a website and connect to that other domain. However, if you use a domain on another company, we will not be paying the annual renewal fees for you. That'll be your responsibility. If you move the domain to UJATcare hosting, then that'll be included in the $64.98 base subscription. Okay, so let's start the video and I'll get out of your way.
Welcome to UJATcare. Now in your dashboard, we will proceed to order our website. You will register a new domain for your business, but be careful, this registration can only be done once. Type your domain in lowercase and check for availability. If you have already registered your own domain, then choose Use Existing Domain. Remember to always use lowercase on this section. Click on Create Website. If you choose Ready to Launch, we will do all the hard work for you. Check all of our services, agree terms and conditions and click on Select your theme and order. You will see in this section all the variety of themes for your website. Check on them and select the one you want for your business. Once the invoice is generated, proceed and pay, or, if you have a promo code, you can click on the button. When you complete your public profile, we will start working on your brand new web page. Let's grow together.
And that's how you order a website. And the website will be built by our technicians, deployed, and you'll be able to see it as a draft through your UJATcare account. So on the call, onboarding will call you, or you can call us, and we'll walk you through the process, and our technicians, our onboarding specialists, will answer your questions. So again, don't forget, you can call 888-922-8477 anytime. Also, if you got some questions, you'll be able to leave them at the end of this video. So now, home care user accounts, home care university self-training. 21st Century has asked us to host a series of training videos that are part of the 21st Century self-training program and certification. The courses are designed by 21st Century experts. We don't maintain the content, so if you have questions about content or content improvement, be sure to reach out to 21st Century. The study material has been specifically designed by 21st Century experts for your agency and for your employees to learn more about the home healthcare standards and procedures. The videos then have quizzes at the end of them, and then when a quiz is successfully completed, a certificate is issued to the employee or the caregiver who took the course. We have multi-user accounts, so each caregiver gets his or her own account on UJATcare. Our user system is like any hierarchical system. You have the company at the top, which is you, the owner-operator, and then underneath that you have caregivers, employees, and each of them have access to certain parts. But all of them are basically logging into your branded profile on UJATcare. So here's an example of the university on what the caregiver sees. So the caregiver logs in, and I will pause this from time to time just to try to give you a rundown. This is the screen of all the classes you'll take, and again, age is an issue here, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to put my glasses on. You'll notice that we have courses, brochures, videos, audios, Q&As, and then my profile. As I proceed through this, the caregiver actually can select which one of these courses or filter, let's say like I'm doing here, Medicare courses, to watch those. So let's just see what one of these looks like. So in this particular instance, I'm going to select the ethical and legal behavior course. I'm going to read the course index, open up the video, and I'm going to watch the course video. The caregiver can also log into their UJATcare account on their phones, and they can watch these on their mobile devices, which may be more convenient, particularly if they're actually in a location and working and have the time to watch to get these additional certifications. As you can see, this is how to help someone who uses a wheelchair. So the courses, again, are designed by 21st Century Consulting. We're just simply providing the platform and access to these courses. As you can see, this is quite comprehensive here. Bag technique, in-service, and related services, back to the lessons. And again, this is all recorded in the system. And as each course is completed, that'll be apparent to the system. And then the system will say you completed the course. You can now obtain your certificate, and it'll allow the caregiver to print the certificate. We have deprecated this questions and answer section, so you won't see that currently. And we've made some minor changes. And please be aware that we're constantly improving, and based on utilization, we will be changing what you see from time to time. But questions should actually of this nature should be posed directly to 21st Century. You will be able to also ask your consultants at 21st Century any of these questions, probably more efficiently than you might have asked a colleague here. So that's one of the reasons we deprecated it. But this is your profile. As you can see in this case, it's Donald Lopez. Donald hasn't taken any courses. They're incomplete. When Donald does complete them, the status will have a check mark, and then Donald will be able to get a certificate. And this is the dashboard that your employees see. So to continue from there, to take a look at what is visible to you as the owner-operator, how do you invite employees? So you go to your caregiver section on the left. You select caregivers. And this is the process you're going to utilize to invite your caregivers so that they are able to take these courses. So you select new caregiver. You'll complete the information. UJATcare allows for multiple companies. That's why you saw the select company dropdown, so that if you have, let's say, 5 offices, you'll be able to select the caregivers for whatever office is relevant and where they work. We do have agencies that have multiple locations, and as a result, manage all of their offices and their caregivers directly from their UJATcare accounts. And by doing this, they can simply find the right caregiver and assign them to that particular office, rather than trying to put everybody under one roof and trying to figure out where they belong. Once you've made the invitation to the caregiver will receive an email and a text message asking them to complete a registration process. And then, as you can see here, these are our employees and staff members that work at UJATcare. These are people who work on your websites and who will answer your questions and do research and clinical research to help develop our own software system. Once a caregiver has accepted the invitation and they have a profile, you'll need to go in and approve them. And then you'll need to go down here in the permissions section and give them permission to access the 21st Century Home Healthcare University or any of these other courses that are available that you can take. And then you have to be sure you save the permissions when you assign that. And again, this is 21st Century Home Healthcare University on the left-hand side, and this is your view of that course material. If you choose, you can actually do a webinar utilizing a third-party service. UJATcare will be introducing webinars here in the near future that you can do directly from our platform in our next iteration of our software. So moving from here, some of the value-added features. Direct login for employees and clients. They have their own logins, as I've mentioned. Client lead generator. These are the micro websites. These are what we call your public profiles. These are promoted by us, and they're in the UJATcare page, which I showed you earlier, that has the find. Just go to UJATcare.com and you'll see the locator there. A multi-user collaboration environment. We have live chats. You can send messages to each other. We have texting systems that you can utilize internally. So you have the ability to use UJATcare as a collaboration environment between your employees, your caregivers, and as well as your clients. Again, as I mentioned very early in this presentation, we are a startup like you. We've been writing this software from the ground up. We're not selling somebody else's products. So all of these things are in development. And to keep in mind that these features are the value-added features beyond the basics that 21st Century Consulting is providing to you. So we provide the core website, company domain, email accounts, storage, hosting, security certificate for your website, the building of your website, the maintenance of your hosting package in your website. The balance of these features are value adds that we've built in an effort to give you a much more comprehensive platform. Our objective and our goal is to see you stay with us for the years ahead as we grow and evolve and you grow and evolve. Our caregiver tracking system is going state by state. Currently, we're operating and testing in Pennsylvania. We're working with HHA Exchange and SAN Data, which is in 5 or 6 states, if I recall correctly, to send EVV data directly. We have our own app. You'll have access to that app. We'll be inviting some of you that are further along to participate in those programs as we go. And in some cases, because we're still in testing, we'll even pay your caregivers to go ahead and participate in our programs and use the application to help us improve the app to be better for them, better for you, and better for your patients. Our video endorsement tool is a marketing tool called Endorse Me. It's also a training tool. We'll be sharing that with you here in the near future. We've also added a lot of other features like employment pages, which I'm not going to cover here today because of our limited time. So here's what I wasn't able to cover. We have virtual administrative assistants that can work with HHA Exchange, ClearCare, Alora, and some of the other existing software programs for scheduling, billing, and management. Our electronic visit verification compliance process, as I mentioned previously, for all of the other states. Branded training and certifications, we're growing. We're adding more our own training videos to enrich what 21st Century already gives you, which we're very far from equaling theirs, but you'll be able to see that in our PICA videos. We've got a jobs platform, which is already live. You can create job profiles and try to collect applications. That's growing. We expect that to expand significantly. Your public profile, which I mentioned earlier, and the video marketing tools. And we're adding even more. just keep an eye on us. As I said at the beginning of the video in the introduction, we're the new kids on the block. We are not nearly as wealthy or as established as the other players, but that means we're trying a lot harder, and we have the advantage of innovation. If you ever remember if you were ever as a young person moving into a new area and had to make new friends, what's the first thing you want to do? Impress everybody. Our goal is to impress you. So we're going to work very, very hard with you in order to give you exemplary service and to also find the innovations that you need to make your business more successful and profitable. So here's a couple of other additional videos I'll just discuss with you briefly. We'll start here. This is our caregiver finding tool and public profile, which I mentioned, the micro websites or SEO websites, where we ask consumers to go ahead and log in, and they can go ahead and get a discount from you if they choose your agency, but they can search agencies according to states or zip codes that are in our network. We promote this particular website, and we'll be promoting it more. It's an analog to care.com and caring.com, where users can preview your company name, where they can leave reviews, where caregivers can apply for jobs, where users can ask you questions. This is growing. It's a process. It's very important for you to go in and actually properly build your profile. As you can see, some companies have and others haven't. So if you have the opportunity, you should go into your public profile page and try to complete the information so that when you're indexed by Google or Yahoo or Bing, all of this information is available. There's a map showing your location. They can get directions there, shows your operating hours. They can see who's on your team. They can see any video testimonials. They can see any reviews that have been written about you. It also links into your Facebook and allows you to turn around and interact with Facebook and some of the other social media pages together with that public profile page, as you can see here. We strongly urge you to develop that because it's to your benefit to grow. And we'll help you as much as we can along the way. All of these are do-it-yourself. If you need us to actually help you do it, we have specialists that can work with developing these things for you. There is a fee involved, and it all depends on how much work you want us to do. But here's a great example of a well-done client bio that could be better. For example, they put the employee's email as opposed to the employee's name. That, again, is a mistake when they were preparing their profiles. Okay, so that's our tool for finding a home care agency. Now, Agard's going to introduce you to what a virtual assistant does on this micro website search marketing.
Hello everyone, my name is Ignar, and I originally have a linguistic background. Nonetheless,
he's one of our top onboarding
to
specialists, and you may be speaking to him from time to time, particularly if you're interested in getting more advanced
helping them in being part of this community that is growing massively. Being part of others' business success is something that I relish and hopefully makes me feel useful too. My role inside the company is not only to onboard new company owners, but also to help them broaden and boost their services by portraying a realistic, professional, human, but sincere service description, helping them to build their online reputation and increase exponentially the things they can achieve because of their efforts. Think of this. Wouldn't it be awesome to have 5 stars reviewed? Or what about have bunches of professionals competing for being part of your staff? What about being well known among the people you've served? Start today and let people know you with a few clicks. Thank you.
We've got wonderful people who work for us on our onboarding team. Agard's one of our top guys. We have more coming. And our virtual assistants and our virtual administrators who can actually work for you behind the scenes and save you thousands of dollars every month in employee fees, because you won't need to have administrators managing some of the more basic scheduling processes, is maybe something you'll want to talk about. 21st Century has been amazing in helping us develop these programs, and we hope to cooperate with you and them in the future to improve your outcomes and to improve your compliance So what will we make public on your public profile? And again, sadly, I have to put on glasses. It'll be realistic in that we'll have the entire staff should appear there. Very important that you have really great profiles on your staff, particularly your caregivers, because caregiving is about people. It's not about things. These are human beings that you're looking after, and how they interact and who is coming to my home or their home is super important. A realistic presentation matters. Openness. By being public and having this public profile, you're simply showing the community at large that you're completely transparent about who you are. Sincerity. All of these things show that you're sincere in wanting to provide care and humanity. The public will see that you're the right person for the job and for the patient. That's important, and that's philanthropy. In this next video, we'll visit some features in your dashboard for you to have a quick look at. I'll just review those. This is your UJATcare dashboard. As you can see, there's a number of items here on the left-hand side for you to choose from. This is your company's profile list, and this is where you can add your multiple agency locations. In this case, we have Washington Bellevue. So this is the public profile, which I showed you earlier, to give you an idea of what features are available. So you got photos, services, team, testimonials, and reviews. Again, you control all of this from inside of your UJATcare dashboard. You set up your times, you set up your about page, you set up your locations. We also have caregiver tracking, which will be incorporated in here so that your clients can actually follow your caregivers to and from their homes and see when they might be arriving, manage schedules. You have the profiles of the employees, or in your case, caregivers, so that your clients can see who they're hiring and who works for them. It's very important and pretty consistent. We have audio files that you can upload, video files that you can upload, photos that you can upload. And of course, here's where your clients and other users get to write a review, which I mentioned earlier. And these reviews are indexed by Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and they become quite important in your search engine marketing strategy. And all of this you can manage on your own, or you can hire one of our onboarding experts to develop a program for you. There you have it. But everything is controlled from inside of your UJATcare account. Now we'll go on to the next session. You're probably asking yourself, who are the contributors to my public profile and to my website? Everybody. Anybody who works for you, either a consultant or a caregiver or an employee, can add content. You can simply ask them to share stories. They can use our Endorse Me app to do videos or audios, or you can simply take letters or written emails and convert them into website blogs or content. Those are your best contributors. The best information and the best resource are the people who work for you. And of course, your clients and your patients who are happy with your work. Every day you wake up and you start your day as a new journey. It will have something interesting that'll happen. Sometimes it's a wonderful thing, a compliment. On occasion, it may be a challenge that you have to overcome and find a solution for. But every part of your everyday life is something everybody is interested in, particularly the people who work with you and for you. So I strongly urge that you, as the owner-operators of your company, get your own people to do the contributions. Make it part of their daily process or weekly process to tell you some story or some experience. And then either you or a professional writer can take that and weave it into something interesting that'll help your search engine marketing. And again, if you've got questions about this, at the end of this video, you can leave your questions and somebody will answer them. So at the end of it, we're done. As I like to close all of these meetings, I ask you to remember one important word: gratitude. We are in this existence in a community of human beings, and we simply cannot do all of this alone. And remember that one way or the other, success isn't going to rely solely on you. It's going to rely on the people around you, and you need to show gratitude to everybody who extends a hand to you. And of course, there's gratitude to God and the universe, because frankly, if that's not on your side, you're probably fighting an uphill battle. But I don't think there's any situation where the universe isn't on your side. And to quote a lovely book, the universe will conspire to help you if you let it. So show gratitude for every good thing, and even the challenges that weigh you, like my making this video has been quite challenging. because I had to do it in a short time since I wasn't able to attend this boot camp, are only solutions to a problem that ultimately you have to solve anyway. So gratitude to all of you for attending this, and we really appreciate your business, and I know 21st Century does as well. And gratitude to 21st Century. We're grateful to John DePello and Rosina McFadden, the founders of this company, who gave us the opportunity to present here to you today, and to the divine providence that put us all here together. Good luck. My time is up, and I hope to be speaking to you. Now, remember, at the end of this video, we'll have an opportunity for you to submit questions to a cell phone number by text, and we'll answer all your questions by text. Okay, thanks very much. This is Michael from UJATcare signing off, and again, apologizing for looking like I just woke up because, well, I did. Okay, have a great day, and bye for now.